opposition campaign against the GOP's government funding plan over their fury at Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, efforts. They hate Elon Musk and Donald Trump more than they love their country. Representative Nancy Mace, RSC, told Fox News Digital, they're just losing their minds. Mace was still optimistic that some Democratic lawmakers will vote for the legislation on Tuesday afternoon. I mean, they voted for every CR under the sun when former President Joe Biden was president. That's what this is. It's just political games. First-term Repo Jeff Crank Arcalo told Fox News Digital, it's either President Donald Trump or Elon Musk or a combination thereof, right? Democrats privately rebuked party members who jeered Trump during speech to Congress, report. They've had nothing but political losses from November forward. Last week was the worst political loss I think they've suffered in a long time, Crank said, referring to Democrats' intra-party divisions over some lawmakers' disruptions during Trump's speech to Congress. I guess they've got to keep fighting, but what they should do is the right thing, keep the government open. Musk and his DOGE work have been met with near universal condemnation by Democrats, even those who have agreed with the need to cut the federal bureaucracy. Democrats have held Musk up as a political boogeyman, an unelected billionaire who was given too much access to the federal government that he also profits from as a military contractor. But Republicans, with some exceptions, have defended his work as necessary. Representative Jason Crow DiCarlo told Fox News Digital that Musk is doing damage to our government, but denied his work being a factor in his likely decision to oppose the funding bill. Musk doesn't live rent-free in my head, Crow said. I'm not making legislative decisions based upon Elon Musk and what he does and doesn't do in any given day. I'm focusing on my constituents. Goldman Sachs highlights tariff wars, winners and losers. Representative Jared Moskowitz D-Flau, when asked about Musk, did not mention the billionaire at all. Instead, he pivoted to criticize House Republicans for putting a stopgap government funding bill known as a Continuing Resolution, CR, up for a vote, rather than dealing with a fresh slate of fiscal year FY 2025 appropriations bills. Republicans have said for the longest time, right, that CRs are no longer the way to fund the government. Speaker Johnson promised to do individual spending bills. That was his pitch to his colleagues in order to remain Speaker. Okay, he's the one who's going back on his word to his own colleagues, Moskowitz said. But Democrats have nevertheless used Musk in their public broadsides against the bill. It takes away veterans' health care. It takes away critical research funding. Those are the things that House Republicans are willing to do just to give Elon Musk and Donald Trump's friends continued tax breaks. That's unacceptable to House Democrats. House Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar, D-Calif, told reporters on Monday. Representative Don Beyer D-Vaugh wrote on X, Trump and Musk are illegally shutting down federal agencies, mass firing federal workers, and freezing congressionally mandated funding. It's causing massive job losses and economic chaos for my constituents, and the Republican CR would continue this disaster. I will vote no. The proposed CR roughly freezes government funding at FY 2024 levels through the beginning of FY 2026 on Oct. 1st. It includes extra funding for defense while cutting non-defense funding by roughly $13 billion. Click here to get the Fox News app. House GOP leadership aides said over the weekend that the bill includes some added funding for veterans' health care, putting them at odds with Democrats' messaging. Democratic lawmakers normally vote in droves to avert a government shutdown, but this time it's likely House Republicans will need to share the burden largely on their own. As of Monday night, several Republicans are still undecided on how they will vote, despite Trump making calls to GOP lawmakers who are on the fence. The Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, will be canceling $4 million in diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI contracts after the federal agency's freshly formed Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE task force, uncovered $260 million in savings last week, Secretary Scott Turner exclusively announced Thursday on Fox News. We're working hard, and we will cut $4 million in DEI-focused contracts, he said during an appearance on Fox and Friends. This is money that should go to serve the American people. So DEI here at HUD is dead. The contracts on the chopping block were geared toward culture transformation and mindset, outward mindset thinking, and subscription services. Turner elaborated.
Trump admin directs federal agencies to end DEI considerations in Gov contracts as Doge's impact spreads.
Last week, Turner established a new Doge task force to comply with President Donald Trump's executive order to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse at HUD. Doge, guided by Elon Musk, revealed that $1.9 billion in funds misplaced during the Biden administration had been recovered as of last Friday, adding that they were earmarked for the Administration of Financial Services but were no longer needed. Doge said it worked with Turner to release the funds, and they are now available for use by the Treasury Department. Federal judge temporarily stops Trump admin from firing 11 intelligence officers assigned to DI programs. Those funds were supposed to be used for administrative services that help us carry out the services here at HUD. And when you don't use those funds, they don't just go to the next year. You're supposed to notify the Department of Treasury that these funds are now available for other federal expenditures. And that did not happen, Turner said. It was great mismanagement and negligence over the past few years from the Biden administration. 3 civil rights nonprofits have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, claiming that eliminating federal grants perceived as DEI, including those administered by the HUD, materially impede their ability to advance civil rights causes at the core of their missions. Turner is among the swath of defendants listed in the lawsuit. Senator Tim Kaine DeVos met with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB employees on Friday who were fired as a result of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, federal workforce reductions. CFPB has provided over $21 billion in consumer relief, according to the agency's latest data from December 3, 2024. Kaine accused Musk of targeting the CFPB with DOGE cuts for his own gain. The fact that the Trump administration would target these guys at the front end of a chainsaw massacre, why are you going after these consumer protection advocates? It smells really bad. I mean, it makes it seem like it happened because Musk has some particular interest in gutting these regulators who are protecting everyday folks. In an interview with Fox News Digital following his meeting with former CFPB employees, Kaine said the CFPB saved tens of thousands of Virginians from unfair or abusive financial practices. Federal Workers Union files lawsuits to stop Vault Doge activity at Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Dozens of activist and legal groups, elected officials, local jurisdictions, and individuals have launched more than 90 lawsuits against the Trump administration since January 20th in response to his more than 70 executive orders, as well as executive proclamations and memos, Fox News Digital found. Trump has long been a legal target, which hit a fever pitch during the 2024 election cycle when Trump faced 4 criminal indictments, including a criminal trial in Manhattan in the spring of 2024, when he was found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. Trump has maintained his innocence in the 4 cases, pointing to them as evidence of lawfare at the hands of Democrats working against his political efforts. Upon Trump's election win in November 2024, state attorneys general, such as New York Attorney General Letitia James, publicly said they would ready legal battles against the Trump administration for actions they view as illegal or negatively impact residents. Trump-hating NY Attorney General Letitia James vows war with President-elect in divisive news conference. We faced this challenge before, and we used the rule of law to fight back, James, who repeatedly has leveled suits against Trump, said following his win. And we are prepared to fight back once again because as the Attorney General of this great state, it is my job to protect and defend the rights of New Yorkers and the rule of law, and I will not shrink from that responsibility. Just weeks back in the